Hello, Geneva. My name is Mayor Kevin Burns, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to a new edition of Business Beat. And I am joined by the incomparable, the extraordinarily talented Mrs. Jenny Lee and her handsome son, Peter Lee, the owners and proprietors of the Gen Hoe. 44 years in business here in Geneva. Mrs. Lee, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
And then I'm very lucky I can join in the Geneva town, and that is, I take it to be my hometown.
It is your hometown. You and I are neighbors.
Yes.
We just live right around the corner from each other.
If he don't feel want to eat the Boston pizza, I can on the way deliver.
But you've been in Geneva 44 years.
44 years, I'm so lucky.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. And you started just as carryout.
Just a carry out.
In what year?
In the 1969.
1969.
Mm-hmm. And then I really remember that's a July 1st is my first day open.
Oh my goodness.
I grew up in Chicago, and then July 4th is a big day. We all make a very busy whole town, whole Chicago. But in Geneva, it's opposite, busy in the backyard, okay?
That's it. Yes, it's all people lighting off fireworks.
Right, and then you see that is the third day of my business. I said, oh my God, so quiet. I almost want to cry. I don't know what can I do. But one of my customers come in, how are you, Mrs. Lee? I say, I'm okay, but today is a little quiet. But July 4th, do you know? I say, July 4th, what's wrong? You see, the people are so happy. Yeah, but they all happy, but in the backyard. And you smell it, all kind of barbecue smell. That made me feel really comfortable. The July 5th is very busy. Everyone want my egg roll, chop suey, fried rice, you see. That make me can hang around until 40
So fireworks piques hunger for Chinese food.
I think so.
That's the secret.
Do you see? I think I have a really good friend. He is an antique favorite. They have a convention in Chicago downtown, Palmer House. Keep mentioning, hey, Geneva is a very good area, but why only one thing? They don't have a good Chinese Asian food. Then it make me very exciting. Then you see, I will wear my really short pants, make my husband drive all the way to Chicago, come in Geneva. You see, then I say, ooh, that's a very pretty, have a water and good flower. Then I fell in love in Geneva. You see, then I don't want to change every spot. I keep thinking Geneva. My husband say, you don't want to see anywhere? I say, I think I like Geneva, you see.
Have you been here before? Have you been to Geneva before that day?
That day, you see, no.
Really?
Uh-huh.
My goodness, you weren't even born yet.
Couple years before.
Couple years before, holy God. Now, you literally grew up in this...
I literally grew up in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
On the shelf.
So you and I probably worked together.
We did work
So I used to work here in high school, folks. I was a bottle washer, literally. I washed the dishes, and I did some bussing,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and I did whatever Mrs. Lee and Peter told me to do.
No, not Peter,
No,
it's a Mrs. But one thing I like you to know, I trust my eyes. I give him a great compliment when 16 years old. I say, you know what, Kelvin, you love to talk. You taught me all my co-worker.
We'll have to edit that out.
Yeah, after the work, I say, I think your major must be a politics. You see, that time you don't know. But
I know.
I'm very happy. My good first co-worker is the leader of Geneva. Make myself very proud.
You're very nice. Let's waive the taxes for a year. You're very nice. Now, Peter, tell us about yourself. Because beyond just being the son of this famous woman, you also, of course, have your own life.
Yeah. Well, like you, I started here dishwashing.
But you did far better than I did.
No, I don't think so. No. We went through the whole restaurant, did every job that everybody else does. But I moved on, and I also became a physician. So I went to school down in Miami, and started residency in New York. And I commute between New York and Geneva.
You commute between New York and Geneva. Do you have your own plane?
I wish.
Isn't there like a plane with a Gen Hoe logo on there?
We're working on it.
Well, we should. We could land in DuPage. I'm sure Donald Trump would let you land in New York anywhere you want to. Wow. So we're in the building that was built in what year?
I think this building
Yeah.
was in 1979.
1979. So 10 years after you fell in love with Geneva,
Yeah.
you then build this huge facility that serves people from all over. Because
over.
everyone knows about Gen Hoe.
Yeah, that one make me really feeling
exciting.
good.
I bet.
Exciting, feeling good. Don't allow me getting old. But
That's
I
right.
hope that God blessing me don't getting old because
not getting old.
This business I cannot make me angry. I know what if I give a little bit, make people happy. I don't mind it.
Now, just for the record, Mrs. Lee says she never gets angry, but I worked in the kitchen.
Yes.
That was a very bad weekend.
Sorry. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that because they keep talking, they didn't finish all my dish. Then I say,
Okay, that's enough.
no.
That's
right?
enough, Mrs. Lee.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no, I like it. What the heck? Now, should we show some other places here too? Do you want to show the little reception area? And
Whatever you think.
this is all about Gen Hoe, so join me as we walk to the main entrance, because when you walk into Gen Hoe, the first thing you are greeted by, the first person you are greeted by, is usually a Geneva High School student who Mrs. Lee has brought on board, and they're very pleasant, they're very welcoming, so let's go take a look at that area.
Yeah, that is good.
Folks, we're in the front foyer of the Gen Hoe Restaurant. Been in Geneva for 44 years, located on the beautiful East State Street corridor. And earlier I was talking about, this is the welcoming center, if you will. When you come into Gen Hoe, you're welcomed not only by the Lee family, but also by young ladies such as my friend, Courtney Kine, who is going to be a sophomore at St. Olaf College, studying chemistry and pre-med, following in Peter's footsteps, and also a proud Geneva High School graduate.
Yes.
So, Courtney, Mrs. Lee is famous, Peter's famous, Gen Hoe's famous. What's so special about working at Gen Hoe?
I think when you work at Gen Hoe, you really get to know everyone else who works here. I know the Lee family really well, and they're really great people. And I know everyone who comes around here. I know our handyman and everything. It's just like a really good family atmosphere.
And you see the entire community come in,
Yes.
don't you?
Yes.
So you know what we're all eating.
Yes. And I eat it too.
Do you? So,
All the time.
so do you know when someone calls in, they order a certain food, oh, that must be the Smith family, or that must be the Jones family?
We do have a lot of regulars
Isn't that awesome?
have typical orders, and
Yeah?
you get to know them really well.
Oh, that's cool. So you're going to be a doctor.
Hopefully.
So clearly there must be something here that produces doctors.
It's the rice.
It's in the water.
It's the rice, is it?
It's in the rice.
Well, then put some extra rice in my order next time, because I need to smarten up a little bit. But 44 years in business, although it's an established business, it's very much new. I mean, you're constantly doing new things.
Well, you have to try to meet the customer's needs, and sometimes they might not always know what they need.
Sure, sure.
Even just like the menu, there's things you kind of see a pattern. As time goes on, people want to be more adventurous and eat different types of food.
Okay.
So we try to anticipate that need.
Do you have one menu item that's been here for 44 years?
I think the classic is like the beef chop suey.
Okay.
That everyone knows that. And
Sure.
That's how everybody started eating.
That's awesome. And what I like best during this conversation is the phone is ringing. People are placing orders already. Isn't that exciting? That's awesome. Now, I notice you have free Wi-Fi.
Yep.
You've got a Facebook.
Yep.
So we got to like you on Facebook.
Yep.
Do you have a Twitter account?
No.
Not yet. Get on that. You going to get on that?
Sure.
Soon to be Dr.
I'll be in charge
Courtney?
of that.
Awesome. Now, what else can you tell us about Gen Hoe that perhaps the average citizen doesn't know?
We also have a banquet room, so with the TV. So if you want to do business meetings,
And we've had a business meeting here.
Yeah.
we
sure have.
Or wedding receptions. That's a very popular thing to do in the back.
No kidding.
Rehearsal dinner.
Yep.
Rehearsal dinners and all that good
And
stuff.
the baby shower.
Baby showers. Holy moly. Do you have a rehearsal dinner coming up this weekend?
I don't know.
Not you in particular, of course, but I was just curious. So.
And we have like the baby baptized.
Oh, really? A
Yeah,
baptismal party? Wow.
That is very exciting. They don't want to make house a messy. They put about 90 people.
Good idea.
You see that?
90 people?
Yeah, but they are Filipino.
Ah,
They are
so that's
Filipino,
traditional.
That is a tradition.
Is that right? So lots of baby carrots, baby peas, baby, all that stuff. So
No, you got to aim for the mom. I think they want the
I see.
they want the egg rolls and the noodles and all
the good stuff.
Yeah,
All the good stuff.
that they don't want to make at home.
Of course, and make the mess. Now, we know that you've had a lot of folks who have worked here throughout the years, from high school and on. And what's the attraction of the Geneva kids that you hire?
I think at first I'm very lucky. You see, most is my local kid.
Right.
Then the parents come to my Gen Hoe. Then I focus the parent how much to care of the kid. That is my number choice, you see.
I see.
It's a number choice. It made me feel good. This year made me very emotional because all the kids right now, they start work with me 15 years old, 16 years old, is close to 40, okay?
Wow.
Then they have a children come back. They let the kid to know, Daddy, Mommy is the first job of a Geneva Gen Hoe. Now take a look how good I am. You all better, go to get a job like the Gen Hoe, you see?
That's right.
That is like the big gift for me because when I start in beginning, I never figured I have that kind of result. I just say, help me, and then the customer, the kid, then you see like that will make me feel good. I have a little joking, want to let you all know. I have an older brother called Michael. He laughing. I think you're not hiring the people to work. You're hiring to have people to be babysit because all the parents trust you and put you in Gen Hoe. You see, they are. I remember one of the customer and my good friend. I say, your son is a little short. How can I hire him? I say, if you figure short, you don't need to pay. You just hire him.
Oh, no
I say,
kidding.
I cannot do that. You see,
That's
that is
right.
not right. You see. But that boy, suddenly I hired him 2 years. He is a 6'2", but
Wow.
now he's famous. He's as a broker in Michigan.
No kidding.
Make a lot of money. That they make.
Holy moly. Does he still order food from Gen Hoe here in Geneva?
When he come back to visit, he really.
Good. He should.
He should. He make a good big payroll. Get an extra to make a Gen Hoe. That make me
Does he
feel
tip
good.
well too?
Sometimes I tip well. Sometimes I tip really well.
That's the key. That's the key. Now, throughout 44-year history of Gen Hoe Restaurant, there's some interesting little tidbits about the elements involved in producing and preparing authentic Chinese food. And what I found most fascinating when I worked here back in the late 1970s is that the cooks, the chefs, they're from Chinatown in Chicago. And Mrs. Lee was telling me earlier, back in 1969, when she would work with the chefs in Chinatown and drive the chefs here, gas was 29 cents a gallon.
Yeah, and then have a full service.
Oh, and full service.
And still have a gift.
And still get a gift, that's
If you
right.
got like 10 gallons of gas, they give you a set of cups.
Yeah, well, now you use those cups for panhandling.
Yeah.
But now it's over $4 almost.
Yeah, for
But now you have a Suburban.
Yes.
And so your chefs,
Yes.
I mean, they're from Chinatown.
they on
Yeah,
Chinatown.
they're all Chinese. We have 10 cooks in the back.
10 cooks in the back.
Yeah, everything is made fresh. All our ingredients, we break it down every day, so there's nothing that's left over.
Oh, that's neat.
And then there's a lot of prep work, and then
Sure.
anything that you can think of, we can make. Our menu is like 16 pages long, so
It's amazing.
hopefully you can find something you like on there. But if you don't, we'll definitely make something to your liking.
So you're not only famous in Geneva, you must be famous in Chinatown too.
That is true, Mr. Mark Muir, because they will be asking, who hiring all my coworkers? They don't turn over fast, okay? Then they're very exciting if I have a Gen Hoe, have an open job. You see,
Really? That's awesome.
I don't need to. They really hurry to want to be interview me, want to have a chance. Then that is my lucky. All my coworkers very loyal to Gen Hoe, Mr. and Mrs. Lee. And then one thing, I will take good care of them too.
Indeed you do.
Yes,
Indeed you do.
Yes.
Now,
Some of our cooks have been here. Their kids and I went to school together.
is that right?
Right. So we have one that just retired. He's 72 years old.
Is that right? No
He
kidding.
still
That's
comes
great.
Works part time because he doesn't.
Well, it's got to be enjoyable.
He
He
likes it.
missing the cruise.
Is that right?
That's true. Yeah.
And of course, missing your dynamic personalities.
Maybe
We're not sure
have a
about
both.
that.
you see.
Well, I'm sure about it.
Yeah.
Now, we know you have a website.
Yep.
Obviously, we know you have a telephone. Do you want to share with everybody?
Sure. Our website is genhoerestaurant.com. So it's GenHoe restaurant.com or just genhoe.com. Our phone number is 630-232-8350. You can still fax this order if people still have fax machines. It's 630-232-8360. And then we're
Fantastic.
closed on Mondays, but every other day, we're open. We open 11:30, And Fridays we close at 10. Fridays and Saturdays we close at 10. Every other day we close at 9.
And every day is busy.
And then on Sundays we also have dim sum, so you don't have to drive all the way down to Chicago to get your dim sum fix.
Ah, very good. Wow. Well,
One day you need to come and try my dim sum, Mr. Mayor.
well, that's it. Tell everybody I haven't been here yet for the dim sum, because I am some dim guy for not being here. But I will be here, I promise.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you both. So exciting. And thanks for giving me a job way back in high school.
Thank you, thank you. You make me proud of you.
Oh, you're the
very
best.
proud.
You're the
You
best.
say You all make the whole Geneva shining. you see?
Yes, well.
The ring staff and everything.
I know, isn't it amazing?
Good.
Mrs. Lee and Peter Lee from Gen Hoe, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.